All right, all right. What's up, everybody? This is Joey Olivo here with Legacy Strength, and we are here with our next 6 week shred for the spring of 2026. And I am so pumped to deliver this to you guys. This is going to be an awesome one. I've updated everything we have in our guide. We have some cool physical challenges for you. So, this video is going to review the guide that we have coming up. With the 6 week shreds, they're always great. You're always going to learn something. And out of all the ones that we've done, we've noticed that some of you will knock it out of the park and hit a home run. And some of you will learn some really, really, really good habits. And some of you will see some really good progress along the way. And if you have a tough time during this 6 week program, sometimes things come up. You will definitely learn some habits that you can take with you that will definitely stay with you for a while and help you on your journey. So definitely use these 6 weeks as a 6 week accelerator course to help you be in the best shape and make sure we help you live your best life. So we're just going to get started. I'm going to go to the first couple of pages here. So this is the guidebook that I have for you. I have the guidebook here on my screen to the side. That's where you see me looking over here. And it's just a quick quote. It says, a strong environment creates strong individuals. Surround yourself with people and places that lift you higher. And you guys are doing the right thing by surrounding yourself with the coaches and people here at Legacy to help you be in your best shape. So really quickly, the first step here, what to do first, make sure you review everything. Okay, go through this booklet. I know it's a long, but it's got a lot of info and it's everything you need. This is your guidebook for the next 6 weeks. So read and review everything. This is a flexible diet plan, so you can make any modifications that you need. I have a bunch of options for different types of protein, different food sources, and everything in here for you, okay? Step 2, make sure you get ready. So ask any questions, go grocery shopping this week. Make sure you schedule yourself, clear out any BS that you might have coming up, put your workouts in for the week, prepare your meals, get pumped and excited, tell your friends, and get focused on your goals. All right. Some notes and reminders are here on the next page. So make sure you always ask if you have any issues or questions. That's what the coaches are here for. Cook all proteins and foods without any added oils, butters, creams, etc. Switch over to a fat-free cooking spray if you haven't. Any cooking spray is pretty good to use most often when you're doing this type of program. Look at air frying, steaming, or boiling, grilling, baking. Adding any extra oils will add unnecessary calories. Remember, 1 tablespoon of oil is close to 100 calories. Cheat meals. Cheat meals are great, but they can be a big roadblock of your progress. It's very easy to go over on a cheat meal. So one cheat meal can easily lead to 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 calories if you're not careful. And people who would look at me and they're like, oh, that's a lot of calories. I don't do that. You got to check some of the menus when you go out to eat. If you easily go out to a place like the Cheesecake Factory, I always reference this place. By the time you have an appetizer, an entree, a couple of drinks, and a dessert, you're coming in that 4,000 range, like easily. So just don't blow your calories. I want you guys to skip a week of having a cheat meal and just try to be strict through a weekend. That really, really helps drive progress. That's a strategy that I use quite frequently throughout my year, where I'll just try to take a week and I'm just going to be clean through the weekend and just eat my meals in order. It really, really helps. A lot of you feel like you deserve to have a weekend where you need to have these meals, but reality, you don't. Looking better is going to feel way better than anything you could ever eat. Make sure you wake up and hydrate. Make sure you hit your water goal of half your body weight in ounces. Coffee's always fine. They're always good. Just make sure they're not loaded with milk and sugars, and try to use some salt-free seasonings. Hold on, I have that right over here. So yeah, so the seasonings I want you to have things like hot sauce, lemon, salt, some Mrs. Dash. You can always use mustard and herbs like red wine vinegar. Balsamic vinegar, not a vinaigrette, are good to put on anything. These are just the best, lowest calorie sources, okay? On the next few pages, you have a 3-phase diet plan. Phase 1 is the cleanup. As you can see, it tells you exactly what's going on in the diet plan. You have good structure and healthy choices. It's going to cut your calories. and just keep your motivation and energy levels up. Make sure you're measuring the food as recommended. I will have you guys measure it the best you can. I'll give you a chart in here that tells you exactly how much you need to eat, and I'll make sure to write you back with what your exact numbers are. But this is a really, really good diet plan. And this is really just an outline of how many meals you should be having a day, how frequently, and just try to stick to it the best as possible. I like the 4-meal split. I think it works very well for most people. It usually ends up being 3 meals and a snack. And do remember, you can move that snack anywhere around the you can move any meal anywhere. So you can do meal 1, 2, then a snack, and then the final meal. Or you could do, maybe sometimes you might want to have that smaller snack in the morning. If you're not a person that gets hungry, but you need your protein, you can have that smaller snack in the morning, then meal 2, meal 3, and then meal 4 for later. And some people, if they are really tight, have a really busy schedule, that happens to me in some of my busier days, I will just make sure I have the right amount of protein in one of the meals and use that as a snack. So I'll have that snack in for 2 meals in the day. So for example, I might have 200 grams of Greek yogurt and a scoop of protein and a small fruit for meal 1. I'll have my lunch meal 2, and I'll have that same yogurt or protein or both together, however much protein I need, and I'll have that for meal 3, which is technically the snack, and then I'll have a dinner. So however I got to break it up, I'll break it up. All right. So again, the nutrition here, weeks 1 and 2 are phase 1. Weeks 3 and 4 are phase 2. We cut down the carbs a little bit. And then weeks 5 and 6 are phase 3. We cut down the carbs a little bit more. So we just have a little fun by cutting down the carbs strategically through each week, and you're on your way. Okay. You'll be very happy with the results at the end. The next page here, super flexible nutrition blueprint. This is just something you can print out so you can keep track of your meals over the weeks. I gave you guys a bunch of different trackers, and this is one of them. On the next page here, these are your calorie targets. So you have the exact amount of protein, carbs, fiber, fat, and everything that you need to keep track of during the 6 weeks. So you just find whatever your weight goal is, and then you break up, and then you look at the amount of grams that you need, and that will tell you how much to eat per meal. Any questions on this, please let me know, and I will make sure to clarify it for you. And next page here says, if you don't want what's on the menu, you need some variety, just follow the instructions that are below. So you can always change a protein for a protein, so a chicken for a fish, or a fish for egg whites, but you can't switch a chicken for pasta. Okay, so just make sure you're switching protein for protein, switch a carb for a carb, and a fat for a fat, and so on. Okay.